ওটাতে ভিডিওতে কাস্টমাইজেশন না এটা মিউট করা হচ্ছে জাস্ট
একবার তোমাদের চ্যানেলে কি একবার দেখো যে তোমার ওখানে অডিও শোনা যাচ্ছে কিনা সেটা
স্ট্যান্ড বাই
চলে গেছে বন্ধ করে দিয়েছো অফ করে দিয়েছো হ্যাঁ না বলছি অফ করে দিয়েছো চলছে
লাইভ
হচ্ছে তো এখানে লাইভ হচ্ছে তো
এটা হ্যাঁ কিসের অডিও আছে
এটা এখানকার অ্যাম্বিয়েন্স অডিওটা আছে
ওই
মাইকের অডিও আসছে কোন একটা মাইক না কোন একটা
মাইকের অডিও হ্যালো মাইকের অডিও
সরি কি ওটা চিকুন অন করে
বলটি দা এবার স্ট্যান্ড বাই চলে যাচ্ছে স্ট্যান্ড বাই হয়ে যাচ্ছে মাঝে মাঝে
আমি তাহলে ওটাকে অফ করি 5 মিনিট পর স্ট্যান্ড বাই হয়ে যাবে সেটাকে অফ করে দিচ্ছি
সেটাকে অফ করে দাও আর বলছি শোনো না অডিওটা কিসের অডিও নিচ্ছে কিন্তু এখানে এখন তো মিক্সার অন করা মিক্সার অন করা কিন্তু তাহলে কোন মাইক্রোফোনটা অন আছে সব কিছুই অন আছে
হ্যালো
এটা এই অডিও
এটা অডিওটা বলটি দা
হ্যালো
হ্যালো হ্যালো
হ্যালো হ্যালো তখন একটা হ্যামিং আসছিল কিন্তু এখন হ্যামিং আসছে তখন সাউন্ড রেস করে গেলে একটা হ্যামিং আসছিল
দেখো দাদা
হ্যালো তখন হ্যামিং আসছিল না হ্যালো 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 হ্যালো
ऑडियो का इशू।
कुछ इश्यू सेव OBS यूज करता है, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं।
क्या यूज करूँ?
नहीं नहीं ठीक है रहने दे भाई, जो चल रहा है चलने दे, इतना दिमाग नहीं लगाना है।
मैंने
काम
कभी
करना, आप दूसरा कोई कहीं से दूसरा आउट ऑफ ऑडिटोरियम जस्ट सी द लाइव हाउ कौन से देख लेता हूँ। हाँ मतलब
ऐसे link
ऑडिटोरियम
भेज
तो बाहर से। अच्छा ऑडियो के लिए। हाँ
यहाँ लिस्टेड है।
हाँ ईयरबड ले, आप एक काम करो ना, जस्ट ऑडिटोरियम के बाहर जाकर यस यस। কোন অডিওতে এখানে আসে? কোন অডিও? উদের থেকে অডিও। হ্যাঁ কোথায় আসে? উদের ল্যাপটপ। আচ্ছা তো সেটা করে দাও সেটা ওখানে দিয়েছো তো ও দিয়েছে তো তাহলে কোথায় দিয়েছে? ও তো দেওয়া আছে। এটা কোথায়? এটাতে লাগানো আছে?
হ্যাঁ এটা তো
হ্যাঁ ওটা ঠিকই আছে। ঠিক আছে লাগানো জায়গা নেই, জায়গাতে তো আছে।
এইদিকে আছে লাগানো যাবে।
পুরো খোলা তো, এদিকে কিছু লাগানো আছে।
দেখি একবারে কানেকশন করা আছে এটার সাথে।
ওটা আমার ভিডিও কানেকশন।
ওটা অডিও কানেকশনই নেই তো। Exactly. তাই জন্য আমার মাইক্রোফোন চলে আসছিল বারবার।
যাবি?
হ্যাঁ দাঁড়ান চলছে। দাঁড়ান
একটু ওদিকে করে নাও। एक मिनट और दूसरा एक করে দিচ্ছি
মানে এটা
এই ল্যাপটপ তো
এটা কি হচ্ছে? এটা পেছন দিকে আছে। হ্যাঁ না,
বের করে নাও।
এটা বের করতে হচ্ছে। পেছন দিকে আছে। ঠিক আছে।
এবার মাইক্রোফোন বলে দাও না যাও।
ঠিক আছে।
Hello. তোর তো ভয়েস ক্লিয়ারই এসেছিল আগে।
না তখন কিন্তু ভয়েস ক্লিয়ার হলো ও যখন করে দিল।
আমি
হ্যাঁ, গান ফান চালিয়ে দেখলাম বেশ ভালো চলবে।
তো এর পরে তো তারপর কি হলো ওটাই দাও, এটা দিও না, আমি একটু মেল পাচ্ছি না। এটাই আছে।
আগেরটাই আছে।
এই যে এই করতে
এই তো এটা আরেকটা আছে।
দাও, এটা দাও, এটা ধরো।
বলো। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে কোনো প্রবলেম। সব আমি বলে দেবো, মেয়ে মেয়ে বলতে বলবো। তারপরে তো বলবো ওই ফোনে ফোন করো, ওই ফোনে ফোন করো। এইখানে 1%, এইখানে 1% ব্যাটারি, মানে এত ফোন করে দিয়ে আসবে 2% ব্যাটারি। ওদের মধ্যে নিয়ে নিতে গেছি না, ওদের নিচে ওদের আর নিচে বলতে পারছি বলতে পারছি শোনো পছন্দ করছি না, ঠিক আছে যেটা করে এক্সট্রা ফাইন দেখতে এক্সট্রা ফাইন এক্সট্রা ফাইন ফাইন তুমি এক্সট্রা ফাইনে রাখো আর তুমি গেট পেনগুলো ভরে করে নাও অটোতে কিন্তু বেরো না সে 125 ঠিক আছে আমি গিয়ে তারপর যাচ্ছি আমি কলকাতা থেকে একটু সকালে ফিরছি তুমি জানো না গাড়ি টাড়ি আসতে আসতে না গাড়ি মার্কেটটা চলে যাচ্ছে চোখ বন্ধ হয়ে যাচ্ছে রাস্তায় রাজা আমি দাঁড়িয়ে চালটা থেকে চা খেলাম তার টিভি রেকর্ডিং সব মেরে ঠিকঠাক করতে হবে মোবাইল ঘাটতে হবে ঠিক আছে তুমি ওই ঠিক জায়গায় চলে আসছো তো ব্যাস 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 ব্যাস, ঠিক আছে আমি যাবো রাখছি তোমার ফোনটা কাটিনি একটা ফোন ঢুকিয়ে এমার্জেন্সি কাজে ঢুকেছে বলে জানলাম
All the alumni are requested to take the first three rows, preferably in the center column, so that we can proceed with the felicitation without any delay. We request all the alumni to take the first three rows.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, check. Hello, hello, check.
We sincerely request all the alumni to take the first 3 rows and with the program shortly. So we request everyone to take the seats. All the GB members are requested to inform that students can come as soon as the program shortly. So we request everyone to take the seats. All the GB members are requested to
না আবার সাউন্ডের প্রবলেম হয়েছে না বাইরে
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, hey.
কমিয়ে দিয়েছি।
1 2 3 hello hello 1 2 3 hey hey ঠিক আছে দেবো 1 2 hey hey 1 2 hello 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 hello
কমে গেছে।
hello 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 check hello check the slow hey sound check test hello
কেন এটা হচ্ছে?
Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. Ovi Nandimach, Honorable Registrar, Sir, Mr. Raja Chakravarti, our esteemed guests of the day, former members of faculty, and our glorious alumni from the batch of 2005, our very first batch, members of the NUJS teaching and non-teaching staff, and all my dear friends. A very good afternoon to all of you present.
It is a matter of immense joy and privilege to have amidst us the NUJS batch of 2005. The first batch ever of NUJS, the foundational pillars of Professor Dr. Madhav Menon's vision and the roots upon which the illustrious legacy of NUJS stands today. We are extremely fortunate to have with us the former faculty members who taught the batch of 2005, who are the makers and shapers of the rich alumni base that NUJS has today.
Without further ado, I would like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. Ovi Nandimach, to come to the stage and kindly felicitate our guests for the day. Teaching and non-teaching staff, and all my dear friends.
So VC sir is presenting to ma'am our NUJS Otorio, the My Stamp released on the occasion of Silver Jubilee, NUJS completing 25 years of its brilliance career. And our NUJS Memento. Ma'am, we sincerely request you to say a few words to the current batches and the alumni.
I didn't expect that I'm going to be speaking, but I think it's wonderful to be back here at NUJS, or rather, I would say it never felt that I have gone and I've come back. It's marvelous to meet all the students that I met of the first batch, and I'm sure that the batches that are there over here are also going to be doing as good or even better than the batches that are there. Wonderful to be with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your encouraging words. Now, we would like to call upon stage Dr. G. Ajay, Associate Professor at Jawaharlal Nehru University. So, few words for this batch.
So let me begin by thanking the 2000 batch for this great invite. And NUJS was special for many of us because many of us began teaching all the our career here. And the 2005 batch was the guinea pigs on which we experimented and became better. So we should thank this batch for allowing us to continue in the teaching profession. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir. We would next like to call on stage Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal. Okay, so whenever I am back at NUJS, the words of the then Chief Justice always reverberate in my ears. And I think the first batch has already guessed it, isn't it? The acronym WB he expanded as the Well-Begun National University of Juridical Sciences. And in fact, the teachers at that time and the students, we grew together. We learned together. We blossomed together. And it's very nice to see all of you. And I should not be advising, it is a suggestion on my part to the existing students. Please build bridges with your alumni, and we can create a wonderful world of equity and equitable justice dispensation. Because see, students or alumni of national law schools, they prefer law firms, corporate law firms. But me, who has served the lowest judiciary, we have seen justice being trampled. And therefore, we must have something at the back of our mind. So we work for ourselves for 7 days a week, but we may work one day for the underprivileged, for people who really need justice in the lowest courts. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, sir. We'd next like to call upon Professor Dr. M.V. Shivu, Dean, School of Law, Sai University.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and I will start with a fresh anecdote. Recently, I was invited to a newly coming up law school, and you know how they introduce. They will look at their first, immediately before the session, they will do a Google search, now AI. And in my name, AI, I think it comes up some Shuji, who is a porn actor in Japan. I'm used to it. So I carry a short CV and I hand it over. So he saw that NUJS. So he started introducing me. He was at NUJS. He taught the first batch. And for the next 5 minutes, he spoke about the first batch of NUJS, how you will. I was like, there are 2 more sentences in my CV. Just read that. But it's such a nice feeling to be back at NUJS, meeting all of you. If you want, I can take a class in labor law. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so nice.
Next we have Professor Dr. Nandan, RBI Chair Professor at Jawaharlal Nehru University.
First, thank you for inviting us. I didn't teach, or rather, the first batch somehow was spared from economics teaching by me. But my association with this batch was much beyond the classroom. We saw the first election of Student Juridical Association, and Professor Menon put me in charge. And Professor Chimney put me in charge of their convocation, the first convocation. And those of you who remember Professor Chimney, so how minutely and how tensed he always been. So where the glass is to be kept, that kind of things. So it was the batch which was something, the placement cell or placement brochure or something that was created. This was the batch which was in a difficult habitat during their first 2 years, and how they were accommodative, I must say. And when they moved to this building called the new building, later known as B.R. Ambedkar Bhavan, the first batch which witnessed the changes in the faculty, much more than other batches. They were the first inhabitants of this hostel, and as Ajay said, guinea pigs of many, many experiments that we conducted. I must say that this was the batch which was still, when we discuss the NUJS batches, we remember the first batch for many, many reasons. For me, one of the memorable, or not memorable, I would say, one of the things that I remember, that how they treated the teachers who were not trained or not competitive enough. So I would, one I remember, somebody said that one class, which particular course I forgot, they invented a particular case called thanks versus thanks. This I remember fondly, and I also know that how appreciative they had been to the teachers who could convince them to knowing. And I know I always envy Shiju for his popularity. So once again, thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you very much, sir. We next have with us Professor Dr. Rukmini Sen, Dean, School of Heritage and Management, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University.
Thank you so much to the first batch. It is not just your 25 years, it is also my 23 years of completing teaching, because this is the first place where one started teaching and one has grown with all of you. Have not had the privilege of teaching the entire batch, but at the same time have had very, very fond memories teaching some elective courses where some of you had taken those courses, but also developing conversations and relationships beyond the classroom. And NUJS has, of course, been a place which has, in some ways, chartered my own academic trajectory of doing sociology of law, I don't think that if I had joined a department of sociology, this would have been the area where I would continue to teach and continue to work on. So thank you so much to all of you for remembering all of us and ensuring that all of us were here 10 years ago when you celebrated your 10 years of reunion. And so many of us are also here today when we are at the 20th year. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We next have with us Dr. Damayanti Datta, Research Scholar, Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage.
Just wanted to say that I had come to NUJS to teaching from journalism, and I went back to journalism again after 2 years. And I've spent 23 years of my working life in journalism, but NUJS has never left me, you know. So I was in touch with many of you. I was constantly in touch with Professor Menon. He used to come to Delhi, and I used to spend hours with him. And unlike the person we knew here, the stern disciplinarian, so he became a sort of a friend who used to give me a lot of what we call dope on the interface between law and politics. I had invited him to India Today as a panelist also in the conclaves we used to hold. And I was in touch with Amit Mishra and Kunal. It's because of them that I could dare to take up the Supreme Court as one of my beats. And I remember the CJI was then CJI Kapadia at some point, and it was Amit and Kunal. These were the two guys who gave me incredible dope, and my editors were astonished, you know. So I remember still that they told me that when CJI Kapadia comes to the court, room number 1, Supreme Court, he listens with no expression on his face, and then he puts the cap of his pen back on. And the moment this is done, we know that he has reached a decision. So there were incredible details, and my editor at that time was MJ Akbar, along with Arun Puri. So Mr. Akbar told me, how do you know so much? I said, well, I have students, and I felt very proud that at that point, so many years later, that I was a teacher at NUJS. Similarly, one of the Chief Justices had also invited me for coffee based on a story I had done, based on their dope again, Sleepless in Supreme Court, because he had announced for that no vacation should be there in the Supreme Court during the summer. It didn't work out, of course. But these are the two guys, and Obirup also a lot of you. I had met you in Green Park in Delhi, and I got a lot of dope, and this CJI had invited me for coffee. Thanks to the information I got from you guys, the first batch of NUJS, a source of great pride for me, even now, after so many years. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to every single one of you for being here with us today. It is an absolute honor to have you share this joyous occasion with us. And with that, we now proceed to our alumni from the batch of 2005. Can we have a big round of applause for each one of them?
First up, we have Mr. Abhirup Mukherjee, Associate General Counsel, ITC Limited.
Next, we have Mr. Abhishek Guha, Partner, Trilegal. Mr. Akshay Jeet Bhatt, Founder, First Principles Law. Mr. Amit Kumar Mishra, Founder, Swarniti Law Offices. Mr. Arindam Sarkar, Partner, Fox and Mandal. Mr. Avinash Desai, Senior Advocate, High Court of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Mr. Bodhisattva Das, Advocate, High Court of Calcutta, District Judge Court, Alipur and Barashat. Deepa Christopher, Partner, Talwar Thakur and Associates. Mr. Deepto Roy, Partner, Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas.
Ms. Devika Banerjee Desai, Partner, Desai Law Offices.
Mr. G.T. Thomas Phillip, General Counsel, Zippy. Mr. G.T. Thomas Phillip, General Counsel, Zippy. Okay. Mr. Harsh Kumar, Founding and Managing Partner, Kaizen Law.
Mr. Joyjyoti Mishra, Attorney, Philip Morris International. Mr. Kunal Chatterjee, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court of India.
Or so as to say our dear Kunal Dada.
Mr. Kushagra Shah, Founder, Shah Chambers. Ms. Megha Arora, Partner, CMS Indus Law. Mr. Mithun B. Thanks, Partner, Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas. Mr. Mohit Abraham, Chief Legal Officer, Peak XP Partners, formerly Sequoia Capital.
Ms. Namita Chandra, District and Additional Sessions Judge at Jamshedpur.
Mr. Niladri Chakrabarti, Consultant Counsel, Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas.
Mr. Nishan Beliwal.
So that's not correct, okay? I don't work.
Ms. Prachi Mishra, former consultant. Mr. Prashant Viji, partner JSA. Mr. Rahul Bhattacharjee, General Counsel, Alphard Maritime Group. Mr. Shamik Mukherjee, Solicitor, England and Wales and Advocate, India. Mr. Shamim Ahmed Ranju, Regional General Counsel, Europe and Head of Legal and Compliance, Ukraine and Romania at Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. Ms. Sanchari Saha Menon, Senior Associate and Trademarks Attorney at DP Ahuja & Co. Ms. Sharmishta Gosharkar, Corporate and In-House Legal Professional. Mr. Shubhankar Biswas, Corporate Legal Specialist. Shobha Singh, Senior Counsel at Counseling.
Mr. Shamdi Nandan, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court of India. Mr. Siddharth Sharma, General Counsel for Tata Sons.
Mr. Shobhu Banerjee, Partner at Law. Mr. Saurabh Bhagat, Partner, Fox and Mandal. Mr. Saurabh Kalpita Biswas, Founder and Corporate Counsel at DB Legal Consultants. Okay. Sudipta Bhattacharya, Partner, Khaitan and Co. Mr. Solid Bose, Independent Legal Professional. Swagata Bhattacharya, Head of Legal Credit at Multiples.
Ms. Swagata Raha, Director and Head of Research at Enfold India. Mr. Thomas P. Kuruvilla, Independent Law Practice Professional at S. Srikumar Associates.
Ms. Vinita Koti Patil, Head of Legal, Beauty and Wellbeing in South Asia and LLPL for Hindustan Unilever Limited.
Mr. Vivek Agarwal, Head of the Indian Practice Department at Muhammad Ali Al Ahmadi Law.
Raman Roy, General Counsel APAC at Anglo and Amphenol Company.
And last but not the least, our very own Dr. Professor Shamik Sen, Professor of Constitutional Law and Media Law at NUJS, Kolkata.
Dean of Alumni Affairs, Outreach and Communications. Director of Research Center, Technology, Entertainment and Sports Law in collaboration with Gamescraft Technologies Private Limited. Big round of applause for all of them. Thank you very much to all our alumni from the batch of 2005 for being here today, and a very special word of thanks for our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for being ever patient and gracious with us. Sir, we certainly hope that this query of felicitations was easier than sorting out our attendance this sem. Of course not, sir.
We would now like to call upon Mr. Mithun B. Thanks and Ms. Swagata Bhattacharya upon the stage to engage all of us in a few moments of trivia.
Big round of applause for both of them.
While they're setting the chairs in order and we give you an idea of what is ahead, can we call upon our professors who taught our batch onto the stage? Bindu ma'am, Ajay sir, Nandan sir, Rukmini ma'am, Shiju sir, Damayanti ma'am, Anirban sir, Ruchira ma'am, Arup sir, Vinita ma'am, Lovely ma'am, and Tutu ma'am. And Mr. Prem Agarwal.
No, not at all.
So while they are setting the stage, look, a trip in nostalgia can be a bit, it can go two ways. For those of us who have shared memory, that would be a largely pleasant exercise. For the others who perhaps don't have the shared context, as clearly you will not, or the shared history, this could be about as interesting as watching paint dry. So so indulge us a bit. We are not going to take too long. Swagata and I are going to try and jog the memories of the batch of teachers who taught us, who we were privileged to call our first set of teachers in the law school. And as Nishant said, I think, as Shiju sir and Nishant said, the experiment went both ways, right? They experimented on us. We certainly did experiment on them.
Hello, it's wonderful to see all of you teachers. It's amazing. And you've taken us a trip down memory lane, and we hope to do the same for you. So let's see how many of our accomplishments or pranks you remember. So this first section, we're going to ask you to give certain awards to a very, very illustrious batch. And I'm sure for each award, there are going to be many, many contenders, considering how talented our batch was. So the first, who would you give the award for the most creative, or rather most ridiculous excuse for missing a deadline? As I said, too many contenders. Or what would be the most creative or ridiculous excuse you've heard from one of us? Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Was there someone called Ritankar? No, it started with W, that I remember. Rituparno, Ritankar, I don't know. So, right, and so I had a piece of paper outside my door, and I had lines and all those columns and tables saying who wanted to meet me, when, and why, and all those. They had to write. So this guy wrote one day that he had to meet me urgently, and why? So he wrote, truly, deeply, madly. Just that. And I never forgot that.
That's how creative he can be. Sorry. The next award, and again, there will be very many contenders, and you may not have to look very far as well. This is the award for the 3R Obiter Dicta, for the most long, layered, and gloriously irrelevant questions, at the end of which you do not know what the entire point was. As I said, many contenders. That wasn't a leading question.
No, it was.
Handwriting. That I think we have an undisputed winner for.
No, the best. And the one
The handwriting.
Yeah, the answer is handwriting.
I think he got it.
Legible is Dipto. And pearls on the paper was Orindo. And I had them side by side imagining what is this?
Some of us are still not spared that because we told our colleagues. And he still sends handwritten comments, and I'm like, boss, aap samajh lo. No. And his team, because they believe that 25 years of shared history means we would know. I'm as clueless as I was 25 years back.
That's wonderful. Next, again, Shiju sir alluded to this while he was speaking. The award goes to Fabricator Supreme for creating and quoting the most believable non-existent cases.
Thomas.
I think Thanks versus Kurupat is a famous one.
It has traveled the distance. There are a lot of junior batches who actually told me that they searched for the judgment. I'm like,
but the Supreme Court followed it up. We we have a.
So it has precedential value.
Decades for Supreme Court to follow that ratio in Banks versus Kurupati.
So maybe just adding on, because there isn't a particular format that we're following, so a couple of things added together. We came in with a lot of trepidation, right? I mean, for most of us, we had no senior batches to look up to. But as PU ma'am said, and several of you said, we also know that several of you started, Ajay sir indicated that your careers with this university. So we took a punt on Dr. Menon, as it were. Was it the same for you? Or a lot of you felt that, I mean, this can't go wrong. The man has been there, done that. Proof of concept is readily available.
No, one good thing working with Professor Menon is life after that becomes a cakewalk. You don't face a tougher, administrator. I'll narrate one incident. Avinash, I don't know whether you remember. I was made the placement, in charge, and I had no clue what this meant. So I placed Avinash with K. Balagopal, who was a civil rights, is an activist, social activist, working on all human rights related cases. Avinash was initially very reluctant. He thought that, sir, you're sending me to some unknown guy. Placement at some high law firm. But anyway, he accepted and he went. When we came back, we had a meeting, open meeting with Professor Menon. He was asking students for their experiences. Avinash came back very impressed with Balgopal. And he gave a 10-minute speech that how Balgopal would prepare his own brief, he would not take money, how he fought cases. Menon, being an anti-human rights man, was little taken up with this. He told Avinash, choose, do you want to be K. Balagopal or K.K. Venugopal in your life?
Just one thing I remember about Professor Menon, I don't know if this is what you're looking for, that he had once complained to us that there are no temples in Salt Lake. Did you ever think that we didn't have temples do you have temples in Salt Lake now? You do. So he and his wife had a problem with that.
I have a few things, if you remember, I think one of the interesting memories was that there was one computer for the faculty, and that used to be in a corner room in Aranya Bhavan. So Professor Menon initially said that no internet should be given. We said why? Because he said internet means that you will print so many pages and we will be running out of money, because his understanding was the internet means printing and therefore should not be. So one computer with which we kind of, we all of us, Ajay, Ruchira, Anirban, all of us had to do with that. Professor Menon, few words in our initial faculty meetings, in which Ajay also attended. In the very first meeting, both of us had received a lot of rebuke. Why? Because we were late by a minute. And not that we were doing something wrong. We were talking to students. He said that you cannot do that, and therefore first meeting itself. In fact, Professor Menon told us many things on that meeting, saying is that if you can get attention of 50% of students, you know you have done the job. So this is a principle which I still remember. But interesting things about Professor Menon, I can keep on and on. But one way that I depict that phase of NUJS is the age of benevolent dictatorship. But this students group 2005, also gone through Professor Chimney's vice chancellorship, and I call it confused democracy. So these are the two phases that I look at and always see that, and both the phases has actually made us that how to work under tremendous pressure from above, and also how to be democratic. And I think that is the two things that I still remember.
And others, you're being very dignifying, very benevolent yourself. When we first came, he gave us small cubicles, and each faculty would get only one chair. So once I asked him, sir, there's only one chair for us. If a colleague comes, how does this? No colleague should come. Can we talk to our colleague? He said, if you have some work,
use the intercom. So I remember many colleagues used to look over the cubicles and talk to each other and sit in our places. No visiting each other, because that visiting he thought was a waste of time. Ruchira, I think, has something interesting to add to that. Ruchira was caught going to another person's room.
And because we had run, or Ivan remembers this, everybody had come to my room, and the room was, and the cubicle was very small, and I was just trying to be nice, and so there wasn't a room, so I propped myself on the table, and I was sitting on the table, and Professor Menon walked past. He gave a look, then he called me and said, "Some professors here don't need chairs." But old habits die hard. So when I teach the first years now, I sometimes walk and sometimes I prop myself on the table and teach, and then, oh my God, the very first moment comes back. Professors don't need chairs. So,
Of course. So we joined, last date for joining was October 1st, and October 2nd, which is a national holiday, was a working day. And it was our faculty meeting and faculty course, orientation course. And one of the first things that he said, he believed in that Victorian morals. He said that a faculty cannot fall in love with a student. And
not fall in love, not be close.
Not
No, I know. Professor didn't say love. He didn't say love. I exactly remembered the term.
Okay. So we had a very imaginative faculty member who used to claim himself to be student and faculty at the same time. So he had this. He violated that rule, and he didn't think that he violated that rule because he was a student at the same time. So finally, they got married, and Professor Menon came for the marriage wedding, and at the wedding, when that 7 steps were being taken, Professor Menon called me. Was this going on when they were in I told him yes, and he was. I think that was a shock of his life. He survived that heart attack and lived for 10 more years.
There has to be a golden distance between the student and the teacher.
Just moving forward, I mean, I know, speaking for several of us, we sitting as part of the student group were quite intimidated, say when Joy Jyoti walked in with Sirwais under his hand in the second semester, or Nishant was Nishant in the questions that he asked. How did you feel? Because it must have been including the cooperative teaching method, which obviously we took as sort of granted, which must not have been the same for most of you.
Yeah, I mean, cooperative. I remember the first day I joined, Menon called and said, you have to teach constitutional law. And I did not know what this meant. Basically, we know constitutional law. And coming from JNU, we never read constitution. Right? So I remember my co-teacher was Shiju. And the class was for 1 hour, our strategy meeting was for 3 hours. How to teach this one day? Neither of us knew how to go about it. So that's one about cooperative teaching. Shiju has much more memorable experience of cooperative teaching with Justice Bhattacharya. I think I'm sure he will share some of those.
Yeah, he says it. No, as because we are referring about cooperative teaching. So many of you will remember that in taught, me, Professor Jogarao and Kumkum, we 3 were together. And then Professor Menon told us that every day after the class, you should have a rehearsal for the next class. And we followed it religiously. So every day, after the class, we used to go to Professor Jogarao's house. We used to have tiffin, and then we'll start our rehearsal. We'll have rehearsal for 1 hour. With each and every steps, we'll go fast, then what. And then next day when we come to the class, not a single thing will be followed, because the moment the question comes, then we just forget about that distribution and we'll start interacting, and a different opinion between all three of us. After some time, Kumkum will start crying. And then I'll take a back seat, and then Professor Jogara will continue for some time. But that's how we did, we continued throughout the semester. That's one of the things which we have followed. That as because Professor Menon said, come what may, there will be regular rehearsal before the class.
Justice Bhattacharya, I think Justice Bhattacharya is, but initial time we were staying in TTTI hostel, and we had that small bus where we used to come. So constitutional law I used to read a lot. My big book was Jain Party, and in the bus Joy Jyoti would be discussing what we are going to discuss in the class that day. So he would be saying that Sirwai said this, D.D. Basu said this, so there is a conflict of opinion. So that's the end of my class. This is what to say in the class. Justice Bhattacharya, I think the greatest experience that I had with him was when somebody stole his bread toast. That I think he was somebody, I think one of you. I think he had haunted me. Even now, in my dreams, he comes and haunts me. So, but, yeah.
And I think Gangotri taught jurisprudence with J.K. Das. She would go and teach something on jurisprudence. And that was not quite cooperative teaching. That was non-cooperative. But what I remember the discussion after what was she would teach, and when questions started coming, she would say, J.K. Das will deal with that and walk out of the class.
Can I make a confession? Okay, Nishant. Confession to you. So we were staying in that hostel, and there was a curfew time, I think. So 10 o'clock or 9:30 or something, you have to be inside. 9 o'clock. So I went to make a phone call outside, came back, and I was wearing a shirt, similar shirt that Nishant had. And I was going in, and Gangotri ma'am saw from the back. Next day she said, Nishant, I saw him coming back after 11 o'clock or something, and we have to do something about you. So it's some disciplinary action was taken against you.
It's about the only disciplinary action he didn't deserve.
During Professor Menon's time, one of the other things was with respect to assignments and this Viva session that all of us were tortured to sit through. Because whatever subject we were teaching, we would sit together, law teachers and sociology or political science teachers, and students are coming and we have to grade. We, as sociology teachers, we are grading what is the difference between taught and tots. What is vicarious liability and yes, absolute liability. And of course, there is also this language of what are norms and what is social institution and how much ludicrous it seemed to us at that point in time. In some ways, it was also about familiarizing ourselves with different languages across disciplines, which wouldn't have happened if, this Viva wasn't around. That was also cooperative in some kind of a way, cooperative assessment. Grand Viva.
Speaking of Vivas, that was an exercise which I have not so very fond memories of. So in our batch, this is for the batch now, that during our time, at least the way the roll numbers were structured were very weird. It was basically your entrance rank was what formed the basis of our roll numbers. The person, I was 2025, 2024 was Nimika, who was the topper of the batch. So it was very difficult, and Viva also you had to follow the roll numbers. So there was a person who is not here in this group today called Rituparnu, who used to teach us economics, who and I didn't particularly get along. So Nemika went for her Viva, and obviously she already had a reputation as a formidable academic, in that sense, academically oriented student. So she was asked, what do you think about the topic? And I'm sitting behind, obviously she's presenting on her topic, and I'm like, this is not going to be very difficult. Then I went in. And he said, oh, Mithun. Okay, I'm waiting. He opened the projects that I had submitted, the project I had submitted, and actually said, dash and dash form part of dash. I genuinely thought that he's can't be serious, and I'm looking at him saying, yeah, question. No, that is the question. And I'm like, I have not answered a question like this since class 7 geography. Right? I mean, and he said, you failed. I will give you 0 marks. So Viva was an exercise in itself.
Talking about exams, at the end sense, while going through our answer scripts, did you ever have an existential crisis which made you question, what on earth am I doing? And for people like Damayanti ma'am, who only taught 2 batches, does the credit or discredit for you leaving legal teaching go to us or the batch after us? Not leaving history again. There is a right answer.
No, I remember receiving one assignment of somebody. I'm in touch with her even now. It was, I couldn't understand. It looked like a very tortured experience of something she was writing. So I called her and she started crying. And apparently there was some problem in her family. She was going through, her parents were on the verge of divorce or something terrible. And I had long chats with her, used to have at that time, and then she gradually got better, did very well. And I kept thinking that maybe because of those assignments, and the assignment really didn't make much sense. Because of those assignments, we could get very close to students like you. And also, I wanted to ask one question to all of you. Were you that argumentative in class deliberately? Did you plan? Huh? Yes. Nonsense. Really? Sorry?
They need to plan one like
Why
don't you share to explain?
Exactly.
I'm excellent, sir.
Swagata, speaking of Vivas, Fred sir is here. I have to admit this. Most tortured Viva answers he must have heard. It was, I don't need a mic, thanks. VP Shanta versus Medical Council of India. And he asked me, okay, just tell me what is this case about. I thought about it for 10 seconds because I had no clue. I said, sir, abhi football khel ke aaya hu, kuch to de do.
On that note, and
very graciously, I must admit today, he gave me 3 out of 5.
Just showing up.
Because of playing football. Because I believe playing football is more important than studying law. Now, I have a question for all of you here, because I was here just for 1 year. And most of the time when the classes were held in Arunna Bhavan, and when Professor Menon saw me taking the lift, he said, Agarwal, come climb with me. And he always used to climb. He never used to take stairs. But later on, I was told when this new building came up, because we were not part of this new building, we only saw the simulations and all with Ghost Boss Associates. I am told that he was averse, he was against having any lift in this new building also. And I was told, I don't know whether it's true or not, he will bear me out because I was not there at that time, that he was saying that, sir, okay, nobody else will require a lift, but if Professor Krishna here comes, how will he climb? Then only we agreed to have lift in the new building. Is it true? I don't know. I was saying that. Not there, no? Oh, then that is right.
Yes. I don't know whether you will remember, in our first faculty meeting, he told us we were all on contract jobs. He said,
any movement, you all can be thrown out, any one of you. It's a nice thing to be told in the very first faculty meeting that you can be thrown out. Then he said, if you go to judiciary, all the judges are in my pocket. This is the second thing he told. And you'll find no lawyer, because most lawyers are my students. So what is the alternative? The only alternative you have is employ a local gunda, you can get me beaten up. That is what you can do.
As we come to a wrap, a final question for you, dear teachers. If you had to give a collective grade to our batch as a whole, what would you give us? There may be a right answer.
Outstanding, outstanding.
Thank you so much. And
I had the dubious, you can say, privilege of joining 1.5 years after the first batch. And I had zero knowledge about law. I had just shifted from Bombay to Kolkata. I think there had been a BCI conference in this building. So there was a lot of banners and lots of white cars and all. And then the next day in the newspapers, there was this about National University of Juridical Sciences, Professor Madhav Menon, and this conference. So being from Bombay, I was very cocky. I just came, made an application, got through, and whatever, I joined. Zero knowledge about law, zero idea. So I'm sitting there, first day, okay? I see one boy, lanky, with this grin which seemed to have my antennas go up right away. Dark frame glasses, Kunal, comes, okay, grinning away and with a backpack. And he says, "Ma'am, keep this under your desk." So I said, "Why should I keep it under my desk?" Okay. So he said, "No, just keep it under your desk because we have a rule that there was one rack outside the library. You have to keep all your backpacks there." And I think it was Gaurav Dasgupta, second batch or third batch, who had left his backpack there on the floor. So now the idea is you keep it under your desk. He's not going to come here, and then let him hunt for it till kingdom comes. I said, "No way." Instead, you tell him to come and meet me, and I'll tell him that this is the rule. So this is the first impression. Prior to me, there was a Mr. Lode who was your librarian. When I came to meet him, he said, "Bach ke rehna." Okay. So I said, "Okay." And he said, "Dangerous people." I said, "Okay." And they will take you around. I said, "Okay." So and here I had actually come to tell Professor Menon I'm not joining. And he had convinced me, "No, you join."
The reason why he also found us dangerous is we were also the batch who took off his wig.
Must admit while he is studying. So this is the first time I'm also meeting him. So even I'm listening to him, but have to admit I was also very looking at him like this because his wig was never in alignment. It was always slightly tilted. So thinking this is a very different hairstyle. So he warned me about that. During that time, one tall, fair, very tall girl came and said something. I think I had that overnight book issue. So one girl came and said something and he brushed her off and he said, "You be careful of her, huh? Prachi." So I was like, okay, it's too much of information. So now I've joined and I'm working. One day somebody comes, I don't remember who, and they come and say, "Ma'am, where are the all years?" So, and I'm now also getting used to the Bengali accent in English. So I said, "Yes." And he said, "Where are the all years?" So I said, "Yeah, I'm listening, tell me." Okay, and then they said, "No, ma'am, it's the All England Law Reports known as all ERs." So I was like, "Oh, okay, say that." That's the day when they realized I know nothing. And they tried to harass me, and I used rank and I put the fear of God in them. I don't know if I was successful.
Did you have the system of other law teachers sitting at the back of your class or us sitting at the back of?
No, but Professor Menon, okay, Professor Menon had this one day he came in and he saw one student sitting and he hauled me up saying, "There's a class going on, why do you have a student in the library?" So no student could be in the library. So if there was classes, whether it was cancelled or not, I didn't care. I just shoot them out because I didn't want to have that conversation with Menon sir. And another thing he was very particular about was the dress code. So we have now shifted to this building and the hostel is there, it's functional. They're no longer coming from DN61, I think.
So it was summer, boys were wearing shorts and coming. So I was standing one day outside the library. Menon sir was standing outside on his balcony. And from there he called me. And I went and he said, Tutu, why is students coming wearing inappropriate clothing in the library? So, and that time there was actually a dress code. I think girls had to wear sleeves and no red color and all that was there. So that's what I heard. No, wasn't it about red? I think Shivani told me you couldn't wear red. Oh, sorry. Somebody was supposed to do that. And so then I said, no, but sir, everybody is fine. He said, no, I see boys wearing shorts and coming. No knees should be seen. So I said, okay, sir, I'll make sure. So now when the boys came in, I would tell them, you just stand in the line because I just want to check the length of your shorts. Okay, because from there, if he's calling me, it's quite, I know you always felt nervous going when he's calling you like that. Then I stopped after, I think, 3 days because the rumor was spread out that ma'am has a fetish for nails. So I was like, I am not doing that. This is worse. And it is better that I just stay quiet and tell them pull your pants down or do something, but just make sure your knees are, I'm not checking knees anymore. And this meet.
We are running quite late, but probably that's the last thing that we do want. How many of you remember, for the Bridgerton fans of today, we had a lady whistle down in our midst, where several rather, not just one, who came out with this anonymous newsletter called Much Obliged. It was a critique on various things that, to put it mildly, a critique. We could go into. Did you have any thoughts on who are the people behind it? Yeah, it was the first year. Yeah. The language should have been a dead giveaway, not Kunal. So
it should be a dead giveaway. I mean, one of them is definitely.
So while we don't have all of the relevant people, as Mohit also reminded me yesterday, the statute of limitations has truly run out. So do the actual culprits, at least those who are here, want to finally reveal themselves and put the rest of the batch out of the misery? Yes. Deepto was one. Nishad, yes.
The last one which actually caused the problem.
Yes.
Because theirs was intellectual, ours was straight on.
But it was not just two.
The names of the co-conspirators.
There were three. That was Bond.
Bond.
First was Arrow, then Bond, then we wrote, and then Shavya.
Much obliged. Yeah. No, they couldn't. We've never found out till now, right? The show cause was a general one to the batch.
And the boy wasn't kept in touch. Abdus.
Yes. Abdus. Yes. Yeah. Because Holi was against Indian culture per Dr. Menon.
You were not allowed to play Holi on the road. You all had to play inside the campus.
No. That's.
We were allowed to play Holi.
Deepa who was from Cochin, was asked a specific question. Finally, Dr. Menon turned to her and said, in Kerala, do you play Holi? Deepa absolutely to the beat said yes. Much to the surprise of the rest of us Mallus, but yeah, she did.
You guys were dancing and we were sitting on the bed.
Wow. Interesting.
Did you ever get funny?
We just remember responding to very elaborate show cause notices, which prepared us for life in a way.
Because no one has been asked to show cause as to why you were playing Holi. That's a bit of a tough one, but Sorry, before we wrap, on behalf of the batch, we do want to, as we said in our interaction with the Vice Chancellor, as Siddharth articulated on behalf of all of us, we are absolutely proud of the university that we come from. The fact that we were the first batch was just coincidental. All jokes apart, the group here and a few who are not are the ones who have shaped us. It's the reason why several of you still get messages from some of us, not just on Teachers' Day, but also on Teachers' Day. Thank you very much for everything that you've done for all of us. It is most appreciated.
Thank you for your kindness, your patience, and your forbearance on most occasions.
Also, Abhirup, Akshay, Amit Mishra, Kunal, Kushagra, Prachi, Shanchari, Swagata, Raha, Saurabh Bhagat, and Shavik. It's very easy for all of us to be here, to be part of a reunion. It takes a lot of effort to put this together thanklessly. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say one thing on behalf of all the faculties who have gathered here from the batches batch that was taught by them, the first batch, and from where all of us learnt a lot. A very big thank you to each one of you, those of you who put together this entire event, and all of the others who are here. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you to all the former faculty members. Thank you to Mithun sir, Swagata ma'am for hosting this trivia. We are quite sure that this was indeed a nostalgic moment for all our esteemed guests today, and that the current students have gathered a few anecdotes and tales to tell to everyone. Also, a special announcement, a big round of applause for Magazine Committee. They have done an interview with our librarian, Tutu ma'am, and where she referred to a few anecdotes and incidents about the first few batches, and we have a few excerpts from that. And that will be sent given to all the alums by our MapCom. So please accept that from our side. We sincerely request.
Everyone, please sit down.
Everyone, please settle down. We are starting with the alums saying a few words to us. To the students.
We now pivot to the alumni, the tangible proof of the intellectual capital that this institution creates. The success of our graduates 2 decades later defines our legacy.
Our first alumni speaker is not just representative of batch of 2005, but she is also something that a lot of us currently aspire to become. Namita Chandra ma'am is currently posted as District and Additional Sessions Judge at Jamshedpur. She joined the Bihar Judicial Service in October 2007. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Can everyone hear me? So we are conscious of time, and we are way beyond time. So we're going to kind of compress the events a little. We just want to take a moment. Excuse me, can I have everyone's attention here? Yaman, ma'am, just a second. No, not at all. We're a very close batch. We had a wonderful time yesterday. A lot of memories, a lot of laughs, and some very core memories that have formed all of us as professionals, but most importantly as friends. And while we had a wonderful time, we also want to remember our batchmates who are no longer with us. Saloni and Ippu are very integral to our batch. What we all think of, and I'm speaking on behalf of all my friends, batchmates, and even the faculty, is their laughter and how much energy they were filled with, and just how funny and kind they were. And while we are having this time and remembering all our wonderful memories, I just, on behalf of all my batchmates and friends and the faculty, wanted to remember our very dear classmates who are no longer with us, but who are always an integral part of us and our batch and our university. So just wanted to say that, and thank you everyone, and thank you Ippu and Saloni as well. We are thinking of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you to the entire batch. I just have one thing to say here, that every student, every person in NUJS right now, what we aspire to be, to every student that a student at NUJS aspire to be, this batch has said, been there, done that. So today we are standing in a room where we have all these luminaries, and to utilize this opportunity to the fullest, we have special alumni cohorts where we have alumni from various sectors, from the state's world of litigation to the precision of corporate law, the dedication required for academia, the preparation for competitive services, or the strategic breadth of in-house roles. We have all our mentors here. We will have on your screens, we have various room numbers where we will be conducting these cohorts. All the students are requested to go to these room numbers according to their area of interest. We request the alumni to be there and to guide the current students and to address their questions, how they can excel in the particular area. We sincerely request all the alumni to take part in the cohort sessions, and we also just like to inform that all the gifts and everything are packed at the reception desk, will be handed over to you. Along with that, we have t-shirts made by 2005 batch. It's big hands for them. They took this initiative, and this was an entire thing that has been done by them. I have been continuously coordinating with Kunal sir, Amit sir, Shamik sir, Kushagra sir. Everyone has been, Prachi ma'am, everyone has been like, more than we have been interested. They have been like running around, and they have spent multiple nights for this to make sure that this entire event is a success. For us, they have arranged it for us. So we request each and every student to take part in the cohort session. Additionally, they have also bought gifts for all the members of the admin staff. Due to paucity of time, we cannot distribute it here, but the same would be distributed in 006. So now with this, we would like to conclude this session, and we request all the students to go to the respective classrooms for the cohorts and also the alumni. In meanwhile, we also request all the former faculty members to join us on the stage for a photograph, and all the faculty and alumni members, please join us for the photograph, for the entire group photograph of this reunion. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for bearing with us.
In the meanwhile, we are also starting with the lunch. So alums who wish to have the lunch can start with the lunch, and we are starting with the cohort simultaneously. So alums can go to anywhere as per their requirement. So just for all of your information, the cohorts are cancelled due to the positive time. All the students can meet the alumni at lunch and they can discuss whatever questions they have. They can discuss with us in the board. We are starting with the lunch directly. All the members of non-teaching staff, the administration are requested to collect their gift from the batch of 2005 from room 006.